My mother used my father's death to rob me, so I used her son's wedding to return the favor. My mother picked David as her favorite child when we were toddlers and never looked back. She would give him everything while giving me nothing, love him unconditionally while barely tolerating me, and she never even tried to hide it. When David decided he wanted to go to medical school, Mom emptied my college fund without telling me. When I confronted her, she just shrugged and said, David needed it more than you. I had to take out loans while working 3 jobs to finish my degree. There was another time when she made me sleep on the floor because Golden Boy showed up unannounced. I just had back surgery and could barely walk, but she still dragged my mattress to his old room and made me sleep 3 nights on the hardwood floor. Then, Dad died of a heart attack while working late one night. He was the only person who ever gave a damn about me. The funeral was brutal. Mom spent the entire eulogy sobbing about David missing his dad without mentioning me or how I prepared the funeral. Later, I heard her whisper to him that she wished I had died instead. I just endured it all like I always had. But what destroyed any love I had left came the next morning. I went to Dad's office to collect his papers and found Mom at his desk. I walked in to see her practicing his signature on scratch paper, his life insurance documents spread across the desk. She looked up at me without any shame and went right back to forging his name, changing the beneficiary from both of us to David alone. $800,000 that was supposed to be split between us now went to just David. Watching her steal my money for David, I was done. She wanted me gone? Fine. I'd disappear now and destroy her later. I vanished the next week with a new name and cut all contact. For 10 years, I built my tech company, turning my pain into fuel for success. I also hired a private investigator who sent monthly reports showing David had gambled everything away, while Mom refinanced repeatedly to cover his debts. Through shell companies, I bought their mortgage, then the surrounding properties, until I owned their entire world without them knowing. They were paying me rent to live in their own house while I waited for the perfect moment to strike. When I learned about David's wedding to a wealthy girl, I compiled his arrest records, gambling debts, and messages calling her his meal ticket into a wedding gift that would end his marriage before it began. The wedding day finally arrived, and I walked into that country club ready to destroy everything. You could tell Mom was overjoyed, thinking this wedding was the solution to all her financial stress. Her golden boy had finally landed a rich girl, but I destroyed it all when the father-daughter dance ended. During the applause was when my lawyer approached her table and placed the eviction papers in front of her. She laughed at first, thinking it was some kind of mistake. Then she saw my name on the documents. I was already at the microphone saying, "Excuse me, everyone, I'm Sarah, David's sister." Mom's face went from confusion to horror as she finally recognized my voice. For those who don't know me, that's because this woman spent 20 years hiding me while parading David around like a show pony. She stole my college fund and my inheritance. Guests started turning in their seats, staring at her. So today, I'm taking something from her. I own her home and she has 10 minutes to leave. The room exploded. People gasped and turned to stare at her while she screamed that I was lying. That's when the screens lit up. David's mugshot, casino surveillance, his texts appeared one by one. This stupid rich bitch thinks I love her. Her daddy's company will pay off everything. Few more months and I'll be set. The bride stood frozen for a moment, reading her husband's words on the screen. Then she let out this broken wail and ran. Her father jumped up and grabbed David by the collar, shouting about lawsuits and fraud. Her brothers joined in, pinning David against the wall. Mom was shrieking now. "You vindictive little bitch! You've ruined everything!" But when she turned to David for support, begging him to fix this, he shoved past the groomsmen and bolted for the exit. Not one word to defend her, not one look back. "One more thing," I said into the microphone as security moved toward Mom. "Dad's house is going to a shelter for abused children. They take possession tonight." She lunged at me then, but security caught her. The last thing I heard as they dragged her out was her screaming David's name, but her golden boy was already gone. Hours later, Mom stood outside her former house with 2 suitcases, sobbing and begging David to let her stay with him. He drove off without rolling down his window. She tried with me, but I told her to keep her mouth shut. As the sheriff escorted her to his car, I leaned in close and delivered my final words. "I learned from the best how to love only myself. Thanks for the lesson, Mom."